Part 3. Increasing efforts to protect digital infrastructure. The government's Digital Singapore strategy is to prioritize and promote new products to improve the lives of citizens. There are several issues that the government is constantly working on. Public sector data security is the pillar on which the entire public service system rests, and absolutely all government infrastructure institutions operate with data, its storage, transfer, and use. No system is infallible, and cybersecurity breaches are inevitable, but Singapore, like other states, must do more to mitigate risks and fulfill its responsibilities to protect all types of data. Cybersecurity is a cornerstone of the public sector worldwide, and the threat landscape is international as the tools used by cyber attackers. Protecting Singapore remains a top priority, and efforts to strengthen the government's cyber and information security capabilities will help protect critical information infrastructure as well as citizen data. Let's take a look at some of the information about the errors that have occurred, which indicate gaps in cybersecurity. A folder containing the personal data of 6,541 accountants in Singapore was inadvertently sent to multiple parties in a security lapse that was uncovered only months after, when it implemented an email protection tool as part of a government-wide deployment. The incident exposed personal details such as names, national identification numbers, dates of birth, and employment information. The investigation incident reveals tardiness in raising the alarm, the use of weak administrative passwords, and an unpatched workstation that enabled hackers to breach the system. There were several gaps in data breaches affecting healthcare patients in Singapore. For example, a server containing the personal information of 808,201 blood donors was not properly secured by a third-party vendor, potentially exposing data such as blood type and national identification number. The database contained registration-related information such as donors' names and national identification numbers and, in some instances, blood type and weight. This incident follows a series of data security breaches that saw the personal information of 1.5 million Sing Health patients and 14,200 individuals with HIV compromised. What caused the error? Inadvertence or imperfection of the software? Results of human mistakes or inadvertent breaches brought about by human error and system glitches accounted for 49% of data breaches, according to an IBM security report conducted by Ponemon Institute, which estimated that human errors alone cost companies $3.5 million. Cybersecurity vendors described employees as a major hole in an organization's fight against cyber attacks. According to B2B International Survey, 52% of businesses admit that employees are their biggest IT security weakness, with careless actions or lack of knowledge compromising corporate IT security strategy. The UK Information Commissioner's Office, ICO, also revealed that over the past 2 years, 88% of data breaches in the country were caused by human error. Government should realize human errors are cybersecurity risks that need to be addressed, and not simply dismissed as mistakes that carry little threat to an organization's network. The country's 2020 budget will see 1 billion Singapore dollars spent over 3 years to enhance the government's cyber and data security capabilities. Essential as it adopts new technology such as AI as well as more funding support for deep tech startups and small and medium businesses. To drive investment in deep tech startups, the government will divert an additional 300 million Singapore dollars into the Startup SG Equity Scheme. This is expected to attract at least 800 million Singapore dollars in private funding, offering deep tech startups better access to capital, expertise, and industry networks. Monetary Authority of Singapore, Singapore banks, offered 30 million Singapore dollars and a new grant to help local financial institutions boost their cybersecurity operations and skill sets, funding up to half of such expenses. In 2018, Singapore updates guidelines on data breach notification and accountability, which are included as part of the upcoming amendment to the country's data protection law. The new guidelines state businesses must take no more than 30 days to investigate a suspected breach and notify authorities 72 hours after completing their assessment of the breach. We are witnessing an era where governments around the world are increasingly taking responsibility for technology development. This is a global key trend of digitalization to achieve sustainable development goals, and the Singapore government is a prime example of how to build a prosperous digital nation. A digital government blueprint for improving service creation and product delivery illustrates a systematic approach, consistency, and the best possible solutions. The structure and methodology of the Singapore projects and service architecture can be an example to follow. According to data from January 2021, 90% of Singapore's population had activated online. The latest suggests that the internet penetration rate has now risen to 92% of the total population. 99% expressed satisfaction with the overall quality of government digital services. 98% of respondents agreed they will recommend using government digital services. 96% used government digital services for personal matters. Remember that the threat landscape is as international as the tools used by attackers, so raising awareness and implementing basic digital hygiene has become a major focus for policymakers and digital government. Della's experts recommend using the tools presented in this case study in a way that is distinctive, specific, and relevant. It is necessary to set ambitious goals, but their implementation should be in line with feasible capabilities, adequate budget cost, technical parameters, etc. Choose a set of tools that can be structured to address the challenges your project needs. Thank you.